All right, we're live. We're live. How's everyone doing? Here we go. Let me know if you can see everything okay. You can hear everything okay. Let me just make sure I'm in good view. Looks like I am. A little bit of a temporary setup today for today's live stream. A lot going on in the market. Let's go straight to the chart. And I am unfortunately coming at you with a temporary setup. Oh wow, look at that. Bitcoin's bouncing up a little bit. Nice. There we go. There we go. All right, good. Good. So, let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can see everything okay. I am in the saddening United States. Sorry, I have nothing good to say. So I am on a temporary setup today. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me to keep up with you all just today, but bear with me. I'm going to do my best. We have a lot to talk about in this live stream today. I am very, very excited. Bitcoin saw a massive dump. Everyone's saying it's good. Get a haircut. I know. I need one. I will do that as soon as possible. Is Bitmex down? Probably. That's why I use Bybit. Links in the description. Let's see what else we have here. My hair looks great. Thank you very much. So mixed reviews on my hair. What's my thoughts on Shiba Inu? You guys know I'm about to rip apart the Doge holders in this live stream. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. Standard disclaimer. If you feel offended by any of this, I encourage you to take this in the most offensive way possible. Then get the fuck out. No room for feelings here. This is real. This is trading. Feelings will only cloud your judgment. We're going to be brutally honest in this live stream. A lot of you will be very upset. And we're going to cover some very, very important technicals. So thank you all for tuning in today. We've already got 700 viewers. Let's smash up those likes if you are enjoying these live streams and you do appreciate me doing these right now. It's 8:30 where I am on the east coast of the United States. And let's jump straight into this. Some of you may or may not have heard of the Elon Musk news. Tesla, Elon Musk right here tweeting just 2.5 hours ago that Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. They are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and they believe that it has a promising future, but it cannot come at great cost to the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transactions transitions to more sustainable energy. We are also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy per transaction. So that last part to me might indicate that they're going to move to something like bcash. If they do, I will sell my Tesla. I do own a Tesla Model 3 Performance. I love it. I will not love it if they move to bcash. If they make their own cryptocurrency, we are definitely confirmed to be living in a simulation. So that's my thoughts on that. Elon did not get hacked. I don't think so. It's worth noting, ladies and gents, that as soon as this news hit, down to the minute, as soon as this news hit, where was it? It was right around over here, if I'm not mistaken, that the market dumped. We're on the Coinbase chart, so there is decent liquidity on this chart right here, and it still gapped down. Take a look at this. It gapped down. The candle closes at 54.2, open at 54. That's a $200 gap. That's showing you how bearish this market was upon that news. It's also showing you how volatile it still is. Since then, a few bear flags. Got a bear flag right here, got a rising wedge over here, and then turned into a bit of a bear flag, dumping down, rising wedge, dumping down, rising wedge, down, rising wedge, down, big rising wedge. That's what I'm seeing right here. This was a very quick, extreme dump. There was a lot of energy behind it. And seeing, what I'm going to go ahead and call a dead cat bounce is, I think, very predictable. you know, seeing a bounce that actually takes Bitcoin. I mean, it's fluctuating like $1,500 a second. I know you can't see that because my camera is covering it right now, but you can watch this right here. It's fluctuating by like $1,500 every second. So there's a lot of volume being exchanged on Bitcoin right now. But the fact of the matter is, ladies and gents, on an asset like Bitcoin, on an asset like Ethereum, although Ethereum has performed better than Bitcoin, but on an asset like Bitcoin, an asset like Ethereum, an asset like Doge, ladies and gents, people will not be holding this if they don't think it's going to make them money. So I know that this doesn't look terrible to you right now. It doesn't look like such a big crash, but it is. From the all-time high from Doge down to the low that it's at just minutes ago, it's down by 50%. In 4 days, down by 50%. So the sad bastard that bought up here, $100 in, $50 out in 4 days. There you go. Because that's what speculation does. When you've got a market that's so rife with speculation that the only thing people want to do when they enter this market is make money, as soon as that reason to make money is withdrawn, like Elon Musk saying that they're no longer going to be allowing you to buy Bitcoin, buy Teslas with Bitcoin. As soon as those kind of reasons start getting removed, these people who are buying these assets do not believe in them. They don't believe in these assets. They just want to make money. No one gives a fuck about Doge. People are buying it because it's a meme coin. Your friend just made $1,000 with it. Your other friend, this guy you saw on Instagram, he just became a millionaire from it. That's why people are buying this. So as soon as they stop looking sexy, which is always going to happen because everything in life is temporary and everything comes to an end, as soon as these things stop looking sexy, it's going to get very, very bad and scary for these assets. That's what we're seeing right here, ladies and gents, because Bitcoin does not pump this quickly most of the time. Bitcoin does not pump this quickly most of the time. And so let's switch it back to the analysis right now, zoom in even a little bit further onto the 30-minute time frame, dare I say, and really, I think, because of what we've already, in fact, we just go to the 5-minute to make this simple. Because of what we've already had, a series of little continuation patterns right from the top, since we hit the resistance over here. By the way, I wasn't telling you guys about this because this was only VIP information, but I had a long, I told you I was going to trade Bitcoin. I had a long set for Bitcoin above this resistance. If I traded it at any point below this, which I know that a lot of people did, obviously not in VIPs, but just people generally in the market. I know that a lot of people generally in this market traded long positions around this range right here. They would have been absolutely screwed. I set my long position above this resistance purely to avoid this type of situation. Because of this rally downwards that's had many little continuation patterns. Look at this, just a lot of little rising wedges. We all know what rising wedges are by now, but for those of you who don't know, let's actually demonstrate this very quickly. The trend will be moving down, then sometimes you will occasionally trade higher. You'll trade higher slowly and with low intensity, and then you will continue the trend down. And then again, you will fight the trend slowly and then continue down and then fight the trend slowly. And what you have, ladies and gents, with that kind of pattern is the typical staircase pattern that you see on every stock image. If you type in a trading chart on Google, this is what you would see. This is what is very, very typical in this market, ladies and gents. And just going back pretty much to the start of today, really, just earlier, before this dump really started to happen, we saw a lot of these kind of patterns right here. These are called continuation patterns. It's continuing the trend. When we pause the trend, we're fighting up a little bit, we're continuing the trend, then we're moving back down. So these are called continuation patterns. Sometimes they're very small, like this. You can hardly even see this one. Sometimes they're bigger like this. Sometimes they're very big like this, but they are all the same. They all mean that while the broad market trend is down, we are occasionally reversing it for a short time, hitting some resistance, getting sent back down, right? Let me show you how that looked previously. Let's use this area as an example. I've just dropped a random horizontal line right here. This is where one of our rising wedges peaked and then took Bitcoin lower. And we can see on this very same 5-minute time frame that this area has performed as absolutely stellar support, stellar resistance, even better support. My goodness, this is the kind of support that you dream of. And so, of course, when Bitcoin fell below this level, it had to turn it into resistance and fall back down. I'm sure we can take a look at this wick right here. Let's drop another line there. and we can trace this line all the way back, and bam, look at that. Look at that. Finding resistance right here, flips to support, find support there again, beautiful support right here. This triggers a rally all the way up to $60,000. And so of course, now that we've fallen below this line, we had to come back up and kiss it as resistance. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful price action right here. People say that TA doesn't work. It's because they don't know how to do it. This price action has been very predictable. And in fact, it's been so predictable that actually I had orders set to trade Ethereum days in advance. I can't remember exactly when I set these orders to trade Ethereum, but all of our VIP members know there's over, how many? There's over like 1,100 people in VIP right now. They all got the information because I told you I was planning on trading Bitcoin and Ethereum. And my Ethereum trade was a little bit different. My Ethereum trade was actually going long on Ethereum at the beautiful support level right around over here. I mean, this was just perfect. Literally opened a long position over here from a trade that was planned days ago. Literally, I can't remember how long ago it was planned, but it was multiple days. Yeah, it was multiple days ago that I planned that trade. There might actually be another trade that I need to take a look at. I don't think there is. Hang on, I need to be double. I need to be extra sure right now, because if I am in another trade, that could be a problem. No, I'm not. Okay, that's good. And so I told VIP members I'd be buying Ethereum at this level with 7 times leverage. I did just close that position. I wrote it up from, my entry was roughly around here, and that's 3,604, something like that. I wrote it up to about the high 3,700 range, so somewhere around here. That was a 5% move. I was trading it on 7 times leverage, so 5 times 7 is plus 35%. And I just closed the whole position right there. Admittedly, if I waited just a few more minutes, it would be at nearly a 70% profit right now. But that's not a problem to me, because I still closed a profit, and I'm very, very happy with that. That was shown inside of the VIP group. Take a look at this. ETH USD, my ETH position just opened during this dump. The price action is way too dangerous, so I've just closed it all at 37.73. Yeah, I think that's the right price level for a very easy 35% gain. Beautiful. Beautiful performance. If you want to see how I've been able to pull that off, it's inside 4Flies VIP. This range is very hot. I was telling you that before. That trade already opened, and within, you know, pretty much the same hour. This trade was planned days in advance, but pretty much within the same hour that the trade opened, I closed a very easy, clean profit. If I let it wait just a little bit more, it would have been a 70% gain right now, so I'm very happy with it. If you want to join VIP and see exactly how I was able to pull that off, then the steps to do so are in the description down below. Click on the first link down below, and then on the @4Flies button at the bottom of any post inside of 4Flies Gold, and then click on send message to ask me how to join VIP. Gonna go through your questions for just a little bit and then switch right back to the analysis. We have so many more important things to go through during this live stream. I hope you are enjoying it so far. If you are, please make sure to smash up those likes. I would really, really appreciate that. Like I said, we are coming at you live purely for the North and South American viewers today, really. I mean, I don't think many Europeans are going to be awake right now. Shout out to you if you are European and you're still watching this stream. And maybe Asia starting to wake up, maybe. Not entirely sure. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Do I think the 21-week moving EMA will hold? I haven't seen the EMA, but I'm going to take a look at the regular moving average later on. Are we in a dead cat bounce? I certainly think it's possible. Yes, it's possible. Is the bull run over? Definitely not. I gotta clarify my position here. I don't necessarily think that the bull run is over at all. In fact, I think that's very unlikely that the bull run is over. From the Honduras, from Netherlands, nice. I think that the likelihood that Bitcoin is actually going to end its bull run right now is very slim. I definitely do not think that that's the case. But I do think that there's some good potential for Bitcoin to continue trending down for a significant period of time. And the reason for that is really in this market, when it rains, it pours. I literally said this in my last video. You saw the video from our new video producer last time. For those of you who don't know, we've hired a new video producer. Any video that has the siren emoji, the red beacon at the beginning of the title, that's made by the other guy. So if you like his videos, click on them. If you don't like them, if you don't like him, avoid those videos. But we were talking about how in these crypto markets, ladies and gents, when things get bearish, you know, they get very bearish. So I certainly was not expecting this dump, and I can't even take credit for that. I wish I was expecting it, but I wasn't. The good thing, though, is I was prepared for it. You know, like I said, I still profited from it right here with that Ethereum position, which moved absolutely beautifully. Like I said, all VIP members saw the information on me entering that trade, and then, of course, the follow-through where I mentioned that I closed a 35% profit while everyone was losing money. 4Flies VIP is pretty well known for that, actually. While the market is crashing, we really do shine quite well. Because these markets, they're not going to go up forever. We do try to outperform the regular bull market, and it usually happens fairly well. But when the market turns bearish, because it will eventually, it's just the way life goes, we are still positioned to profit from them very, very well. Just like with this Ethereum trade right here. Beautiful, beautiful execution. Beautiful execution. Very, very happy with that. So that was all shared inside of the VIP group, which you can gain access to by following these steps on screen right now. So taking it back to the Bitcoin chart, let's see what's happening here. Like I said, I do think that we are in a little bit of a dead cat bounce. I do think that this is going to end up trending lower. And the reason that I feel so strongly about that is that Bitcoin fell below a lot of support very quickly. Very quickly, ladies and gents. Ignore these yellow lines. These are not relevant. VIPs will know what they are, but these yellow lines are not important for this live stream. I'm keeping them there for my own reference, though. But and shout out to VIP members who do know exactly what these lines represent. But what we have is, man, I mean, there was a lot of support right here for Bitcoin, and it's just plummeted right through it. Not only did it plummet through this, it swept below the lows that it set towards the end of April. Actually, we haven't seen price levels this low since here, which was the beginning of March. That's going back 2 months, more than 60 days. Now, that's not necessarily a big deal. Look, in the grand scheme of things, right? You know, I know that I'm presenting a bearish argument right now, but that's because what this that's what the short-term trend is. And I'm going to make that point very clear for you. That's why I said at the beginning, if you get offended by this type of stuff, take it as offensively as possible and leave. We don't need that. I am going to be presenting to you what I'm seeing in this market. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Bitcoin is right now at $50,500. So it's not like it's bearish in the long term. It's not like this is the end of the world at all. That's definitely not what's happening here right now, in my opinion. But it's still a concerning point for the market, for sure. You know, it's not the end of the world. The sky is not going to fall right now, but this is still a big deal, what we're seeing at the moment, for sure. And so, you know, we are, you know, we're still in a big uptrend. We still have not set macro lower lows. We have wicked down, but a wick doesn't count. You know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But on a shorter time frame, right? If we're just looking at this chart, well, it is pretty bad. It is pretty bad, because if we look, and actually, I'm just going to remove these lines because they're getting a little bit distracting for me. So I'm sure they're getting very distracting for most other people. You know, if we just, you know, take a minute to appreciate that this should have been good support for Bitcoin, but instead we swept below the prior low. That's telling me that this support could not hold Bitcoin up. So the fact that Bitcoin has recovered up by $5,000 in 10 minutes is not very impressive to me, because it already fell down below such important support levels with no fight at all. You know, this is like you've got a massive, you know, a massive physical fight, like a street fight, right? Someone's getting rocked, he's getting kicked in the head, he's absolutely fucked. He's on the ground, guy's been kicking him in the head or whatever. He's just temporarily gotten back up. The guy's gonna punch him again, he's fallen back down, he's knocked out. That's what's happening here, in my opinion, right now. That is what I'm thinking that we're gonna see in this market right now. You know, this Bitcoin has already been beaten into submission, in my opinion, just going off the fact that it has fallen below these blue boxes, you know, that alone is enough for me to think that this has gotten pretty bad for Bitcoin. Just that. And so to see that Bitcoin from there has managed to recover up nicely temporarily is not such a big deal to me. You know, it doesn't really tell me too much, because this, you know, Bitcoin standing up, getting ready to fight again in this street fight is not very impressive considering how low it's already dropped. You know, it's hard to make a bullish argument, in my opinion, right now, especially because the second part to that equation, ladies and gents, when you have so much support that you've just fallen through, is that now you have resistance above, right? You're not facing support anymore. There's not much support really until we go down to the low $40,000 range. I've made that very clear on this channel. There's just not much support. And more importantly, if we go back up, we're going to start finding resistance. We're going to start finding resistance. And in case this is not clear enough yet, we already have found resistance. If we switch it back onto the 5-minute time frame and you're just tuning in, then shout out to you. Thank you very much for joining this live stream. If you're enjoying it so far, if you're finding it informative, if you're appreciating this realistic approach where I'm taking into account what the long-term trend is saying and what the short-term trend is saying, because I'm a real trader, because I'm trading this market right now. I opened a position that I already had a position planned from days ago. I planned a position days ago. I sent all of the orders. VIPs knew absolutely everything about it. That position opened up. I closed a beautiful 35% gain just nearly 1 hour ago, just about 40 minutes ago, before I started going live on this live stream. All VIP members saw me doing that. If you want to join, then the steps are on screen right now. You know, because I'm a real trader, I'm taking these things into account. If you do appreciate all that, then please hit up those likes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are new around here, this is the most realistic and the best analysis you're going to get. So you've peaked right here. We've peaked. Here we go. Four Flies is a badass. Thank you very much. You know, if you are appreciating all that, then please do hit up the likes. But if we take it back to this yellow line right here, switch it up to the 1 hour time frame, we can see very clearly that this area, let's just go back, you know, over here, but I mean, we can go back as far as we like. You know, this area has been an important pivot point for the market for a while. The first time Bitcoin ever hit this area, 52,500, the first time Bitcoin ever hit this area, it got a rejection. Then we found support, then a big rejection, and then another big rejection. Nearly came down a couple times, but this doesn't really count. A little bit of fluctuation here, fell through it a couple times. This doesn't really count. Big support hits. In fact, this support hit triggers a rally up to $59,000, $60,000. And again, right here, this has clearly been a very important level in the market. And most recently, ladies and gents, most recently, this level has acted as support. Look, bam, support, support, support. Bitcoin fell down to this level and moved up, fell down to this level and moved up, fell down to this level and moved up. Guys, if you're new to this YouTube channel and these videos, this live stream is not making sense for you, then click on my profile picture and then find this video right here, how to turn 1,000 into 1 million Bitcoin trading ultimate in-depth guide. This is one of the best videos I ever made, and it's for beginners. So check it out if you're new to this game. Because if this live stream is not making sense for you, you're wasting your time. You can watch it. I know it's good. My voice is amazing. But you should watch this video first. It's 50 minutes. It's going to be a great spend of your 50 minutes right now. If you don't really know what's going on, I don't think there's any better way than you can spend that. I don't think there's any better way than spending 50 minutes on this right now. You know, this is an absolutely crucial time. So if you're new, please do check this out. Hit up the subscribe button as well. I can't because I'm not signed in. Otherwise, I would have, believe me. And let's take it back to the chart right here. We found support here many times, and so this gets flipped. What happens, ladies and gents? Yeah, right there, 5-minute time frame. We fell below it. We found resistance. This is what happens right here, ladies and gents. This is what happens when you fall below support. When you hit it again, it becomes resistance, right? When you're hitting it from above, you're going to be using it as support and bouncing up. But when you've fallen below it and you're coming back up to this level, you're going to find resistance and then trade back down. We've seen it just now. We've seen it just now. VIPs know exactly what's up. VIPs know exactly what's up because I spoke about this inside the VIP group minutes before it happened, which is not super impressive because usually I'm aiming for many hours or days before it happens. But of course, there's no way I could have predicted this dump. So I'm pretty impressed with it anyway. There you go. Again, VIPs know exactly what those yellow lines that I had on the chart earlier are for. So we are seeing that little dump right now. Now, how low is this one going to go? Well, there's a good possibility right now, ladies and gents, that Bitcoin is actually, let's stick to the 5-minute time frame so that this point makes a lot of sense. There is a good possibility right now that Bitcoin is going to enter a pattern that looks something a little bit like this. And that would be so healthy right now. That would be very, very healthy if Bitcoin was able to come back down to a level like 47 and then bounce up to a level like 51 and then down to 47, 48, bounce up to 51, something like that. This kind of fluctuation would form yet another bear flag, another bearish continuation pattern, which I would then draw a symmetrical triangle on and then say, look, we're probably going to go down again. That's what I'm looking at right now because the overall trend is very clear. We're in a downtrend. We're forming continuation patterns and then breaking down. Continuation pattern, breaking down. Continuation pattern, breaking down. Another one and then breaking down. We're just in a big one right now. And this big one can turn into a bigger one, but it still means we're in a downtrend. And more importantly, it still means, like we've already done, as I've just demonstrated over these past 5 minutes, it still means that we've turned old areas of support into new areas of resistance and we're continuing to trend down, right? So it still means two things crucially. Number one, that we have resistance overhead. Number two, that we're still in a downtrend, right? So, you know, I don't see anything on this chart that's bullish to me other than the fact that Bitcoin has dropped by a lot. You know, but define a lot. Define a lot. You know, was this drop a lot? Minus 18%? You know, what was this one? This was minus 20%. My goodness, that's just in a few hours. That's crazy. You know, what is a lot? A lot was, in this case, well, a lot was just minus 15%. You know, in this case, a lot was just minus 12%. So where do you finish that definition of a lot? Minus 20 is pretty deep. Don't get me wrong. Minus 20 is pretty deep. I wouldn't even be surprised if this thing managed to rally all the way up to a level like 56. And if it did, my God, that would be so healthy because that's allowing the trend to correct. This was such a steep drop, ladies and gents. This was such a steep drop that if Bitcoin is able to rally up to a level like 56 again, I think that would just be so healthy. I think that would be so healthy for this market. And that is something that I'm definitely keeping an eye on right now. You know, the fact is, I mean, you know, this market has rallied a lot. This market has rallied a lot. Take a look at Ethereum. It hit 4,400. That's why I was calling for big corrections. I got it. Like I said, I had a long order set at the very low $3,600 range, literally right at the bottom of this wick. This order was set days ago. I need to find out exactly when, but it was many days ago that I set this order inside of the VIP group, ready to trade it. And of course, this position opened just pretty much on this massive wick right here. I didn't even notice that position opened. It was a VIP member that let me know. Shout out to you. You know who you are. Thank you very much. He mentioned to me that my Ethereum position opened, and and right here I immediately closed a 35% gain right afterwards. So once again, in this market where a lot of people are panicking, a lot of people are losing money, a lot of people are down in USD, down in Bitcoin, down in Ethereum, they've had liquidations, they're stopped out. Flies VIP on screen, 35% profit. I love days like this. I do, honestly, because this is where, you know, anyone can make market when things are going up. The sky is beautiful. It's clear skies. Like I said, it's easy. You know, the market is never going to be this easy to trade other than in a state like right now. But being able to make money when the market is crashing like this, that, as a young man, as you can imagine, that plays tricks on a young man's ego. So I feel pretty good about that, and that's why I really like trades like this. So this was just closed today, and actually, you know, like I said, this thing has rallied a lot. I was talking to you guys a long time ago, since Ethereum was at $400. Guys, if you remember me talking about Ethereum, if you remember me shilling Ethereum back here at $400, drop a yes in the comments in all caps. All caps, yes. Write a yes in the comments if you remember me talking about Ethereum over here. I'm curious. Because this was a very, very impressive prediction. I was talking to you about how I was expecting Ethereum to rally up massively to $800 and then potentially even up to the all-time high. And then when we started getting around here, I also said $5,000 would be very possible. 2,500 I said first, that was easy. And then 5,000 I also said would be very, very doable for Ethereum. And that's exactly what happened. Not only that though, the second thing I said at that point, I'm wondering how many of you guys were about to type yes. There was a little bit of a, yeah, a lot of you guys remember that. Shout out to you guys. I was very, very vocal about it. Before Ethereum had this massive pump, I was very vocal about how I was expecting Ethereum to rally all the way up here. Not this high. Back here, I did not expect $4,000, but it was only around here that I started saying that these kind of price targets are very achievable. So I told you guys that I hold long-term Ethereum holdings, and the backbone of that prediction was actually more important than that. It was actually that I was saying I was expecting Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin, right? I was expecting Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin, and when I said that, Ethereum was around over here. It was somewhere here. I don't remember exactly where. This is where I was starting to say that I'm expecting Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin. And it did, right? So let's take an average price, let's say of 0.035 BTC per Ethereum token. That's how much it costs in Bitcoin to buy one Ethereum token. Ethereum now is worth more than double that. Way more than double that. Which means that if Bitcoin doubled, Ethereum quadrupled. Right? And then some. So here's what I put inside VIP. Investment update. And this was some hours ago. This was like 12 hours ago. 13 hours ago I said this. Investment update. As many of you know, besides Bitcoin, I only have 2 long-term crypto holdings. Ethereum, CHSB. Swissborg token. I discussed ETH being a major obvious play in the market all throughout the range when Ethereum was trading at and below $400 just 8 months ago. It's now 10 times higher than that in its USD price. More importantly, it significantly outperformed Bitcoin, which was the backbone of my predictions last year, from 0.03 XBTC per ETH to 0.075 BTC per ETH token. That means Ethereum has performed more than twice as well as Bitcoin over these last months. If Bitcoin doubled, Ethereum quadrupled and then some. Ethereum has been performing absolutely amazingly against Bitcoin as predicted many, many months back, so I'm now strongly considering selling part or all of my Ethereum holdings back into Bitcoin or possibly even into USD, as I feel that this monstrous rise needs to either stop or correct. This would serve to put my funds back in a less risky, slightly less volatile place. If I liquidate back into Bitcoin, that also means I can ride Bitcoin higher if it continues to trend up, and I can even buy more Ethereum if it falls at a later date. This would mean that I will potentially miss the last massively explosive part of this Ethereum rally, but that is also where the risk in this market is at its highest point. I said this 13 hours ago. I haven't made my decision on what I'll do or if I'll do this. I did make my decision afterwards, and I told them I sold half of all of my Ethereum today, before this dump. Today, I sold half of all of my Ethereum. VIP saw that update. And then I mentioned I love to close profitable positions and lock in profits, as that's the one thing you can always do in this game that will guarantee you don't lose. That's why on a separate Ethereum trade today, I also immediately closed a 35% profit when I saw it. I'm probably leaning towards merely scaling back. That's what I did. Letting it run some more. That's what I did. I'll provide more updates as time goes on. And then, like I said, it was about, I don't know, 6-8 hours later, I made an update saying I've sold half of all my Ethereum tokens. 700 eyes on that post. Like I said, more than 1,100 VIP members already benefiting from everything we're sharing in this group. We've had beautiful results inside of VIP. Really, really impressive. This person making back his VIP and trading investment after joining another, plus 40% gain, $370 up, another, bam, plus 77% gain, another 400% gain, absolutely turning it up in this market, profiting when everything is crashing today, when everything is crashing. If you want to get in on some of that action, see how we were able to do this, really get behind the thinking process of myself and my highly trained team. I say highly trained, they're just trained, but they're very good. If you want to see how we're doing this in real time, You don't want to hear about it in the past. You don't want to hear about the successes I already had. You want to see me pulling it off in the future, in the present, and see how I'm navigating losses, because I'm not a perfect trader. I do lose money, I do make bad decisions, and for some people that can cripple them. At a time like this, one loss can turn into a domino effect that just completely blows up a portfolio and makes someone need to quit the game. I've been there many times. So if you want to see how I'm navigating those things as well, to keep myself in the game, to keep myself reaping these rewards, making very, very time sensitive, important decisions like this one at the most critical moments, then the VIP group is where it's at for you. I'm also going to discount it a little bit for those of you reaching out right now. Those of you who want to renew your membership as well, hit me up with the same information. We're going to do a little bit of a discount for you because Bitcoin is absolutely on fire. Follow the first link in the description down below. Then click on the @ button at the bottom of any post inside of /gold. And then click on send message to ask me how to join VIP. And I'll get straight back to you. My assistants will also get straight back to you right there as well. So I hope you are enjoying this live stream so far, and let's take it back to the charts. Let's take it back to Bitcoin. I am also going to start going through your questions in a little bit. I do also want to look at the altcoins and also do some more Ethereum analysis. We're going to talk about Doge in just a minute as well. Let's see what questions we have in the comment section right now, though. Thank you all for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. This is the weirdest hour of a live stream that I've ever done. So if you're finding that enjoyable, then please do hit up the likes. If you want me to do more live streams at this time of day, please do hit up those likes. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. This is where the best analysis is at. Shout out to those of you who typed in yes, by the way, saying that you remember my content when I was talking about Ethereum going up. Let's see what else we have. Swissborg, yeah, let's take a look at Swissborg. It's down a lot. It peaked at $1.80 just recently. Unfortunately, I didn't sell any on this rally, although I did sell right here. That was peak timing in the market right here. Everyone was trying to tell me to buy. I remember I sold right here. That was very impressive. Well, it's fallen back down to support. What I have to say is this. Before this big rally, Swissborg did the same thing. Swissborg peaked really, really high, fell right back down, and then give it a week, 2 weeks afterwards, it rallied up in a much healthier way. So I'm not saying that's what we're going to see now, but it's possible. It's possible. The thing is, you know, there are a lot of really good incentives for the Swissborg community. They run their stuff really well. I'm personally partnered with them, so I'm super biased. I hold a massive amount of Swissborg tokens for me. You know, like I usually, anything above like 1% for me is massive, and it's over 1%. Yeah, it's over 1% of my portfolio in Swissborg, which for me is a really big deal. And like I said in this post, actually, literally the only two holdings I have long term are Ethereum and Swissborg. You know, maybe there's a couple other little tokens here and there that I forgot about, but these are the main ones. I think I actually hold more Swissborg token than Ethereum, so that's how much I love them. And they have fallen back down to support. So the last time I said this is a great buy range, it turned out that it was. I'm saying that again. I think that this is a great buy range for Swissborg right now. I don't need to buy more. I bought all of mine down here when I told you guys about it for the first time in January of this year. That was a beautiful 5 times return. Very, very nice. Very easy to play. This, I think, again, it's in the same range as last time when I said it's a great buy. So if you are curious about Swissborg, there is a link in the description for you to sign up to their platform. They're basically an exchange where you can sign up, link your bank accounts in Europe. United States people, unfortunately, you can't access Swissborg because your government is very restrictive. But Europeans, you absolutely can, and you can access their exchange. You can even yield. You can also stake your crypto. You can stake your CHSB token. You can stake your Bitcoin, stake your Ethereum. Literally, if you have any of these holdings, you can store them on the Swissborg platform and yield them. You can earn like 10% a year, which, you know, if you're gonna hold them anyway, and you want to gain a little bit more because you never have enough crypto. Obviously, it's always great to have more. Then Swissborg is great, and again, they're linked in the description. Seeing a couple questions for Doge, so let's take a look at Doge as well. Someone's asking how much is Swissborg token. It's currently at $1.07, and that was big resistance before, so that's why I think that, yeah, it could turn into, I mean, it's just above big resistance. Let's take a look at Doge. My god, we're about to turn up the heat in this live stream. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit more vocal here. Look, here's the thing. It's exactly what I warned you about. It's not like this is a surprise at all. My god, don't be surprised by this. Imagine someone else, same caliber as Elon, announced that they're selling Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure the bull run is over. That's how sensitive this market is. You know, that's a good point, but it doesn't mean that the bull market is over. You know, the thing is, people talk a lot of shit. People say a lot. You know, this dump in Bitcoin, look, to me this goes without saying, but I'm sorry, I should have said this earlier because I know a lot of you are panicking. This is super temporary in my opinion. You know, I'm giving you a lot of bearish analysis and I'm telling you that we're probably going to continue down because we're below resistance and everything, and that's because the short-term technicals are bad, right? There's no way around it. Short-term, this chart is bad. It's weak. It's bearish. But broadly speaking, this happens a lot. Right? This has happened a lot in 2017. It's happened a lot in the past during bull markets, and it doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, look, I said this on Twitter myself. This was Elon Musk's tweet. Pause the video, pause the live stream, and read this. How did I quote this? Just a big LOL, laughing out loud. I was in the car driving with a friend. I literally started laughing at the red light. I think it was at a red light when I saw this. I don't even remember. But it was genuinely very, very funny. And then the follow-up to this, because obviously, you know, me laughing doesn't really explain a lot. The follow-up tweet that I made, by the way, if you want to follow me, there are a lot of impersonators. I'm trying to get this verified, but they're taking some time. There's a link in the description for you to follow my official Twitter page, and you can check that out. But what I mentioned right here is shame if you didn't realize that this was all market manipulation right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Elon Musk. If I was gay, I'd be all over him. I love him to bits. I love his cars. I love his tech. I love everything about him. But I don't even want to say it, but it's very clear he's been manipulating the market and he's been pushing it. He's not a perfect character. Pains me to say it. I love him to bits. He's not perfect. He has been manipulating the market right from the beginning. The first time that he got involved in the cryptocurrency market, ladies and gents, bam, right here, where he really, really got involved. He said something massive about Doge. I don't even remember. Triggered a massive pump. It even faked me out. It even convinced me. And then Bitcoin fell right back down a couple days later, maybe even the same day. Very, very big pump. Then he announced that, you know, Tesla's going to be accepting Bitcoin for their cars. Then he said that they're not going to be accepting it. You know, this is typical market manipulation. He's been doing this all over the Doge rally. You know, so I said in the last video, I was so clear about this. Please go back and go. You guys are quoting that comment I made about Musk. Please go back and watch my previous video where I was talking about Doge. You know, I was very vocal about how, you know, people who are in this market right now are desperate. You know, people who are buying Doge are desperate for profits. And, you know, some people got very offended by that comment because, oh my God, how dare you call me desperate? But listen, if you're getting involved in an asset like this, which is being pumped up by, you know, a crazy billionaire who, again, I love to bits. It pains me to say it, but he's a little bit crazy, you know, and you know that it's a meme coin, you know that it's a joke, but you're getting in just because you want to speculate and potentially make some money. I don't really care what your surface level reason is. Deep down, you know exactly that's why you're buying Doge, because you want to make money, but you know that there's no backing behind it other than that, then you're fucking desperate. And being desperate is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a terrible thing in trading. It's really, really bad, but, you know, as humans, it's understandable. But the point is that's going to screw you over. Because what happens in a market with desperate people? As soon as they start panicking, as soon as they start feeling a sense of fear, of uncertainty, of doubt, as soon as things start turning a little bit sour, when it rains, it pours. I said this in the last video. So, you know, take a look at these dumps. I know that they don't look massive, but from this all-time high down to, you know, what happens just hours later, 13 hours later, down by 20%. That's the whole extent of this current Bitcoin dump. That was just part of the dump for Doge. My God, just part of the dump. Then right here, take a look at this high, down within 1 hour. I cannot make this up. Within 1 hour, falls down by another 36%. From the all-time high down to the low that we set just 1 hour ago, it's down by 50%. It's halved. This is what happens in a market where people buy something where they don't truly believe in it. If they don't truly believe in it, they will sell it as soon as they start panicking, as soon as they start feeling like there's no reason to be holding it anymore, they will sell. They have no reason to be holding the asset anymore. And so, you know, that's what we're seeing with Bitcoin in a slightly less extreme way. This is minus 50% in 4 days. Bitcoin in, you know, a similar 4-day period, what is this? In 2 days, Bitcoin's down by minus 22%. So it's not, you know, it's only about half as much of a dump as what Doge experienced, but this asset is like 15 times larger than Doge, you know? So it's still very clear that people are selling Bitcoin, especially this second leg of the dump. My God, by the way, these usually have 3 legs. 1, 2 is usually the biggest, 3 usually you know, maybe similar size to the first one. So the third leg is usually not as big as the second. Second leg is usually the biggest. Just important for you to know. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be that way this time at all. There's no indication. There's no reason to believe that it's going to be the same. But just important for you to know that the if there is a third leg, it's usually the end, and it's usually smaller than the second. Important for you to know. But the fact is, look, this dump was very quick. It happened right when Elon Musk tweeted. In fact, I have a picture for that. Let me show you that picture very quickly. Right here in this video. I want to show you, and this was courtesy, I think, of the Trading View. Right here. The Trading View Twitter page. I think it was them. I can't. Yeah, it was Trading View that published this picture. This tweet, which is this one right here from Elon Musk, 3 hours ago now. Oh shit, where is it? I've just lost it. This tweet right here, posted at this time. This is on the 1 minute time frame. Posted at this time, and look at all of that panic. You know, so these are very clearly panicked sellers. These are people who are thinking, fuck, if Musk doesn't believe in it, then I don't believe in it. So they're selling. Washing their hands, they're out. That's what's happening right here. You know, so when it goes well, when it's shining, it's beautiful, it's absolutely glamorous, it's very, very fun. When it starts tanking, it pours. When it rains, it pours, right? So again, very clear that people are only buying for their own speculative investment ideas and so on, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you just need to be aware of it, you know. There's no excuse for not being aware of this kind of thing. You know, it's fine, it's good, it's healthy. I don't mind it. You know, I'm never the one to say, oh my God, it shouldn't be like this. No, I'm going to position myself to profit from it. I'm going to show VIPs how I'm doing it, and that's it. That's my deal. That's all I'm interested in. You know, I don't care about whether this is bad or not. I only care about making money from this kind of stuff. I'm straight up. I'm a trader. What do you expect? I'm a trader. So, you know, similar to right here, like when I sold Ethereum, I gave you a big explanation. You can pause the live stream and read this. I already covered it for those of you who have already tuned into this live stream. And by the way, if you tune into these live streams late, please rewind and watch it right from the beginning. Very, very important. But, you know, you can pause this and read it. I've already read it out to everybody in this stream. But, you know, it's things like this where people in this market, broadly speaking, are going to be panicking, but if you know what's going on, you're going to be able to position yourself to actually do quite well. I'm ready to go through some of your comments again. Just very quick, when I give a shout out to my VIPs, you saw me taking profit fully on my Ethereum position. I opened a long position on Ethereum. You know, it's not just Bitcoin that I trade. I also trade Ethereum. I also had a trade plan for Cardano. Although, like I said, I don't think that one has opened. I opened this Ethereum position at roughly 36.04, so somewhere around there. Closed it all at about not actually very high. About over here, closed it all. That was a 5% move. From here to here was 5%. I was trading it on 7 times leverage. So I mentioned that this price action is way too dangerous, and I've decided to close it all for 35% profit. Very, very impressive gain. VIP members have been smashing it over these past months, these past weeks inside of VIP. Really, really very impressive results. I'm sure, by the way, I have a lot of impressive testimonials to share with you. Let me see if I can bring another one on screen right now real quick. Something that's a little bit more fresh and new, because I've forgotten to do that recently. Bam! Wow, look at that. There's a beautiful big one right here. Take a look at this. 109% profit from one of our members very recently. This was just yesterday or something, wasn't it? This was very recent. This was 2 days ago. This one, 109% profit. Very, very impressive gain right here. Huge gain, huge gain. Very, very impressive. So if you want to see how VIP members were able to pull these kind of things off, you want to gain access to everything they've got. You know, gain access to these kind of updates when it matters, not before the dump. I said this 13 hours ago. 13 and a half hours ago. Where was Ethereum 13 and a half hours ago? Let me just trace this back real quick. Let's jump onto the 30-minute and just trace this back. 13 hours, 13 and a half hours, Ethereum was right here. This is where I announced to VIP members that I would be scaling back my Ethereum position, and I'm guessing it was somewhere around here that I sold half of everything I own. Maybe somewhere in this whole range. I don't actually remember. If you want to see those kind of updates when they matter most, which is in real time, plus gain access to the courses that we have for free, that will teach you everything about trading from A to Z. It's these steps on screen with your discount as well. I'm going to go through your questions right now as well. It's been a little bit. Please tell us if I think now is a buying opportunity. No, not necessarily. Although for a long-term investment, I think it's okay. I don't know. I don't think so, actually. I don't think it's a good... I don't think anything after $20,000 was a good buy, to be honest. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know, like, I'm a YouTuber, right? So I'm supposed to say, no, you're all going to be rich. Like, no, you're fucking not. Like, you know, most people are going to lose money. And, in my opinion, buying Bitcoin at 50K is kind of great. Like, the only thing I've done since 20K was sell Bitcoin. You know, like, I'm just taking profits. And, you know, but as a trader, it doesn't matter when you buy. You know, like, if you're buying Bitcoin to trade... You can buy at 60,000, buy at 70, or buy at $5, and it wouldn't make a difference, you know, because you're trading, you're trying to make more. As an investment, you know, it's not early anymore. You know, I hope I don't have to make that argument. Like, we're not early in this market anymore. Anyone who's trying to get in, like, you're not early. That boat has sailed a long time ago. Very important to keep in mind. Profiles, I have no money on my wallet to buy the dip. It's 3 o'clock in Germany. Should I go to my bank to make a deposit? I wanted to sleep. I think you already know your answer to that. My answer is go to sleep, mate. I found that a lot of the time when I wanted to trade something and I shouldn't have, because it was late at night, if I just went back to sleep, it would have worked out better for me. Oh, by the way, I should mention that I obviously disagree with this. I talk a lot of shit about crypto because as a short-term analyst, I need to be neutral. You know, like, I need to be biased, but before I'm biased, I need to be very neutral. And being neutral is considered bearish in this space because the people are so crazy. You know, people are so infatuated and cult-like in the crypto space that my neutrality offends people. But it's worth noting that I still like this space. I still think it's great. Anything that takes power out of government's hands is great. Someone actually made a very good response to Elon Musk's tweet right here that I have to highlight for you. Someone said, I forgot it. I can't find it now. But someone mentioned something very, very important, which is that the world needs trustless currency and all that. The world needs Bitcoin essentially more than it needs rocket ships and even electric cars. I don't agree with that completely, but if you understand the philosophies behind Bitcoin, then you will understand why that person was actually, he made a lot of sense. I think, all three are very important, but it's important to note that this is obviously market manipulation. I mean, it's like what reason? I'm just gonna choose that reason. That's what Elon Musk did to say that they're not gonna accept Bitcoin anymore. It's clear. A few weeks ago, it's not like this fossil fuel issue became an issue since Tesla started accepting Bitcoin. Like, they knew this was a thing. They obviously questioned it and considered it. Producing Teslas consumes a lot of fossil fuels. Their rocket ships consume a lot of fossil fuels. That's obviously not the problem, right? It's like China FUD. If you've been around since 2017, you will remember that there was a lot of stupid fear and uncertainty and doubt around what was going on in China around banning crypto. India tried it. No one really cared about India, which was very funny, and a couple other things like that. And it's random stuff, stupid stuff, but because the market is so fragile, they really quiver under that, and that's, yeah, I think that's really what we're seeing right now. So like I said, this was me replying to that tweet and then clarifying my position, where it's just basically a shame if you didn't realize that this was market manipulation from the beginning. We have been talking about on this channel how it was market manipulation, has been since the beginning. I love Elon Musk. I gotta make that very, very clear. But he I don't think he's acting very responsibly. Anyway, he doesn't have to. It's his choice. But I think that's important. If you do want to follow my own Twitter page, right here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I am a high school dropout, so that shocks a lot of people. And yeah, so if you do want to follow me on Twitter, it's right here. The link is in the description. Only follow the link because I have a lot of impersonators. Right here, that's my brand new Ferrari, by the way, in Dubai. I miss Dubai. I don't like it here in the US. I don't like it here. I'm sorry. The US has got me eating fucking M&Ms. That's what's happened here. Bob asking me, stop spreading FUD. The bull market is very far from being over. I keep saying that, yeah. I think the bull market is also far from being over. I'm not spreading FUD. I'm giving my analysis. What about Coinbase? What about it? Tom Frank also can't sleep. I know a lot of people can't. Guys, if you're losing sleep over trading, I know because I've been there. There are a lot of things going wrong. It's like if one of your bros comes up to you, one of your friends, one of your guy friends comes up to you, he's like, yo, bro, my wife isn't giving me any attention unless I hoover, do the dishes, mop the house and dust everything. My wife is not giving me any attention. You're gonna, and you know what I mean by attention. You're gonna look at him, you're gonna be like, bro, you fucked up a million things before you got to this stage. And that's how I feel about people who tell me that they're losing, especially grown men. My God, that's the worst. Grown men with children. It's bad if you're losing sleep over crypto. Because it's, because the main thing at the end of the day is you're not going to make better decisions or make more money just because you've stayed up later. Just because you stayed up to watch crypto. You're more likely to make rushed, irrational decisions, and you're more likely to wake up without a full night's sleep, feeling more stressed, and that's going to affect your decision making tomorrow. And that's even worse if you've already lost money. That's why, on days like this where myself inside of VIP, I've already closed a very significant gain. Where just, hours before this big dump even started, I was talking to VIP members about how I became quite bearish on Ethereum. you know, not bearish, but that I was considering selling my Ethereum. And then just hours later, I even sold half. You know, when you're positioned in this kind of way, which VIP members have been able to see how I did in real time, these kind of things, they don't upset you. I'm going to get a beautiful night's sleep. Going to go back out and enjoy Florida tomorrow as well. You know, that's what being a trader is. Being a trader is not staying up at night, checking your phone when you're in the bathroom, and not having a life. You didn't start trading to compromise your entire quality of life. And don't give me no excuse of how, oh, but this is an exception and it's a very, very volatile day. Like, no, you didn't start trading to compromise your quality of life. You did it to have a better life. You guys love the fact that I'm in the USA. These are the peanut M&Ms, yeah. Why am I in the US if I don't like it? Good question. I haven't been since before the pandemic, and I thought I would love it, because before I used to love it. But then I guess I just lived in Dubai for like 9 months, and I decided that actually compared to Dubai, not too impressive. Alright, Bob's getting banned on this channel. Too much of saying I'm spreading FUD. Quite annoying. Why am I not in the UK? I don't like the UK anymore. I'm going back to Dubai. I'm done with this. I'm done with the West. Alright, got a very, very good question from Hakun Show again. Sorry if I'm not saying your name properly, and thank you for the great questions. This person is asking me, for flies, since all of this looks so bearish, what will make it flip and go to, say, $80,000? So you guys know my position. Long term, I'm bullish. Long term, I think we're still going to $100,000. I almost don't need to say it, but for new viewers, I'll say it anyway. I think it's very clear we're still going back up to all-time highs. What's going to make it flip? You know, it's going to be another black swan event like this, in my opinion. Crucially, it doesn't matter what the reason is. You know, if I pointed to the chart right here, and I asked you to tell me what caused this big market crash, because there was a news headline on this day that caused this market crash, and I ask you what caused it, you wouldn't be able to tell me, because you forgot, because it's not relevant. You know, I make it even harder. Zoom out onto the 4-hour time frame and ask you to tell me what caused this crash, or what caused this one. Most of you won't even remember this crash. Most of you won't even, and I even talked about it like 10 minutes ago, and I swear most of you won't even remember this crash. So the point I'm making here is that it doesn't really matter what is going to make it go to 80k, other than it's probably going to be some bullish piece of news. And, more importantly, something to reignite the flame of excitement in this space. That's an even more important part. Something that's going to reignite the excitement in Bitcoin. And the best way you do that is by maybe consolidating, bottoming out, you know, whatever, it doesn't really matter, and then having a massive green lightsaber candle upwards. That's how you excite the market again in crypto. Because like I said, people are only buying Bitcoin or Doge or whatever because it's going up. So if it's already gone up a little bit or a lot, and it's enough to hit headlines again, people are then going to feel like they can make money if they speculate on Bitcoin. And that's what's going to be what drives it higher, in my opinion. I've been saying that since the beginning. I've been warning about these kind of crashes being possible since the beginning, and my stance has not changed. So that's what I see in terms of, in terms of the market, you know, going back up to 80k, because obviously I think we will go there eventually. Thank you for that eye-opening segment. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. If you are enjoying this this live stream so far, then please do hit up the likes. Where's my water at? Right here, bro. If you are enjoying these live streams, then please do hit up the likes. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new. Did we just hit 83,000 subscribers? I think we did. So thank you all very much. We're on our way to 100,000. We're going to do it this year. I'm very, very excited. It was a childhood dream of mine. So thank you all very much for supporting me on this journey. I am just going to continue going through your questions before we hit back to the analysis. We're probably going to cover some Ethereum against Bitcoin, some Ethereum against dollar, a little bit more Doge, and then some more of your suggestions. So we have just passed 83,000. Thank you all very much. If you're not already subscribed, then make sure you go ahead and do so now. This is realistic analysis. So, you know, like if you're a real trader, if you're an investor, it's probably not for you. If you're an investor, these videos will just panic you. But if you are a real trader, somebody who trades semi-regularly, you know, anything more consistently than a month, one trade a month, and if you trade more than a few times a day, you're probably trading too much. But anywhere between that, this channel is for you, and you should definitely subscribe to make sure that you keep on gaining access to this content, because you can tell very clearly, you know, like this is not made to cater towards your feelings. This is not made to make you feel smart. This is made to give you a dose of reality, and that's what this channel has always been about. That's why we're not super popular either, partly that, and that's where I feel the most pride in running this. So thank you all for joining me on this journey. I know that we've collated, if that's the correct word, that we've gathered a very turned on audience, an audience that's very serious, and I respect you all for that, because I would be bored as fuck if I had to tell you guys that we're going to $1 million every week. That would be pretty boring. So I'm glad we're sticking to reality. I'm glad that we're all trading so well. Let's see what questions we've got right here. The UK weather is bad. Yes, I'm sure it is. I'm very, very sure, mate. Come to Paris. Nah, I'm okay. I don't need to go to Paris. UK surveillance state. I'd love to move to Dubai and go in a second. How can I not love Florida? Oh man, where do I start? It's not Florida, man. It's just the US in general. The US, coming from Dubai, the US looks like it's stuck in the 70s. Maybe not 70s, maybe 80s or 90s. But it's stuck in the previous century for sure. Do I think Bitcoin can reach 10 million in the next 20-ish years? Possible, but I have no idea. Absolutely no idea, and I wouldn't even want to speculate on it. Let's see what other questions we have in here. Why did I come to the US? To travel a little bit, really. Meet up with some friends as well. Got a lot of friends out here, as you can imagine. So I've just hit up Chicago. Now I'm in Miami. Just outside Miami, actually. Can I explain the day trade and what are the benefits from it? Day trading? Well, day trading means trading more than a couple times a day, which means you might trade a little bit at 9 a.m. and then a little bit at 1 p.m. and then 5 and then 6 and then 7 would be your last trade and then you go to bed. The benefits are that, look, at the end of the day, here's what we're trying to do. Investors in the real estate market are trying to hit a stable 5 to 10% profit per year in asset appreciation, right? That's what they're trying to do. I don't have a calculator here, but they want to put in $100,000 and or 100 million or whatever, and compound it up 5 to 10% per year. And at the beginning, it's kind of slow, it's kind of boring, but the power of compounding interest. I think it was Albert Einstein who either said this or he's been misquoted to say this. Someone correct me, but he said, compounding interest is the seventh wonder of the world, something like that. It's very powerful, and hopefully I don't need to tell you this because I'd imagine most of you already know how powerful compounding interest is. Let me just, actually no, it's fine, I'll leave my camera like this. I'm sure you already know how powerful compounding is in finance. It's very powerful, and in fact, I'm not even gonna just tell you that. I'm gonna demonstrate it to you right now. That say you've got $100,000 multiplied by 1.1, that's 10% a year. for the first year, it will become $110,000. But if you've been doing that for 20 years, which might be a standard investment time horizon, you've now, nearly had a seven times return on your money. You're now up to above $600,000 in 20 years. That's the power of compounding. After 5 years, it's still a good number. I mean, you're up $60,000 in 5 years, but then 10 years, it's completely different. 10 years, you've more than doubled your money. 15 years, you've hit 400,000. 25 years, now you're starting looking to, pass it on to your son, to your daughter. You had a 10 times return from compounding this game. That's what you're trying to achieve in conventional, forms of finance. The issue with it is it's very slow. It's very slow. You have to wait a year for that 10%, and you might not even get it. So what we're trying to do with trading is we want to hit those same 10% way faster. We want to hit them in a day, in an hour, in minutes, or like me, a couple of days, maybe even a week, maybe hours at a push if I'm being very aggressive. And slightly longer term traders will look for it in a month. So the idea for a day trader is, they're making 5 trades a day. They want to hit 5-10% in a day. That's obviously definitely not going to happen, like, at all. That's super unlikely. But if we run these numbers that these guys are going to jack off to, because that's what they do, because this doesn't work, 5-10% profits a day multiplied across a week is 10% profits. And ideally your $100,000 would turn into 2.8 million at the end of the week if you've done it correctly, every day of the week 5 times, which is obviously not going to happen. And but that's what regular traders are going for. They're trying to go for hitting the same gains that the standard real estate investor will achieve. They're doing it in years. We're trying to do it in hours or days. That's what we're trying to do. So that's the benefit of day trading. Man, I don't even know where to start with the issues. I would actually go as far as saying that you should Google it. I don't really want to talk about it. I'll list a few that come to my head right now. Number 1, you're going to be stressed. Your life is going to be shit, which will also lead to bad decisions. Number 2, you're going to be competing with bots. You are not smarter than bots. I promise you, you are not smarter than bots. Number 3, you're going to get burnt out, but that's kind of the same as number 1. Number 4, there's just not that much to trade, so you'll start overanalyzing. Number 5, as a result of overanalysis, you will overtrade. Number 6, where do I go? Can you guys help me with this? What else are the drawbacks of day trade? It goes on and on and on. So that's not what I do. Like I'm looking to trade a couple times a week, and that's it, max. A couple times a week, max. Like I'm completely fine if I don't even trade for 1 week or even 2 weeks. I don't mind, because I'm not looking to trade everything that moves. The reason I'm able to make decisions like this, 35% profit when everything's on fire, closing my Ethereum position. I said this 13 hours ago before the market even dumped. The reason I'm able to make decisions like this that are so on point, and the reason VIP members are pulling similar results, is because we're not trying to rush into these decisions. We're taking our time with them. So we're still doing way better than that real estate investor, but we're doing it in very, very safe ways. And that's what we're going for. That's the difference between trading and investing. And once again, if you're new to this YouTube channel, then please click on my profile picture, and then and the profile picture would look like this. Right here, click on the profile picture, and then go to my videos. Oh, what have I done? Go to my videos, and then find this one right here, how to turn 1,000 into 1 million. It's a 50-minute video. This is a beginner's video that's made just for you. It's one of the best videos I ever made. Very, very impressive production quality. You're gonna love it. It's actually really cool, and I look extremely handsome in this one too. Look at that, my God, so beautiful. So check it out. This was filmed in our Dubai HQ, and it's all just for the pure beginners. If you're not a pure beginner, you don't need this. But if it's your first time being in this game, here you go. This is going to be great for you. By the way, if you guys are looking for a place to trade all this volatility, Bybit is the place to be. This has been my favorite exchange for a while. I've been with them for years, and we've got a massive sign-up bonus. you stand to make you stand to gain like $1,600 if you follow the referral link in the description. Actually, I think it might be the wrong referral link. Let me just drop the correct referral link in the live chat quickly, because I don't want you guys to sign up on the wrong one. But if you are interested in a platform to trade on, then Bybit is definitely the place to be. It is, it's in my opinion, yeah, like I said, one of the best out there. I've been with them for years. This is what I've used to trade Ethereum today. This is what I'm going to use to trade Bitcoin, and so on. So if you want in, it's with the link that I've just dropped in the live chat, and I'm also going to put it in the description. I'll do that right now so that I don't forget. So if you do want to sign up to Bybit, then it's linked right there for you. I'm just adding this to the description now. Bear with me. Bam. All right, so it's in the description now. You can check it out and sign up to Bybit. Like I said, it's been my favorite exchange for years, or one of them, and it's linked in the description. You're able to trade all the pairs that you're interested in. Bcash. They've even got Litecoin, Cardano, Polkadot, Uniswap. It goes on. They're adding more. The main ones obviously are right here, and it's on leverage. You don't even need to do KYC. So follow the link in the description. If you're in the United States, you will need a VPN. Careful with that. I can't endorse that, as you know very well. But this is the place to be, in my opinion. Definitely check it out. So let's see what else you guys are saying in the comments before I head back to a little bit more analysis. We are coming up to the 2-hour mark now, so I'm going to start looking to wrap this up in a little bit. Tom Frank, I just noticed that your glasses are 1-to-1 like mine. Well, you have good taste, Tom Frank. Nice one. Porsche design. How much electricity does it take to charge all of the Teslas in the US, most of which are charging from electricity made from coal? That would make a great response to Elon. Well, Damien, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we go back to Elon's tweet. This was clearly not about electricity. You know, it was clearly not the fact that that Bitcoin is mined from unsustainable forms of energy. You know, because if it was, Tesla wouldn't be making their cars at all. You know, SpaceX wouldn't be launching rockets. Elon Musk would not be flying on fucking private jets. Are we forgetting that? Mr. Musk flies on private jets. Or, I don't know, he used to. Because he had, like, SpaceX up in San Francisco, something down in LA, something in Vegas or something. I forgot. He did that triangle on the west coast of the US. If he cared about fossil fuels, he wouldn't have been doing that. So it's clearly not the fact that, you know, there's coal mining going on and that's filing Bitcoin. And you know, different people will say that that's not even true. You know, Pompliano, Anthony on Twitter mentioned that, you know, 75% of all Bitcoin mining is done through sustainable sources. I don't know what his source of information is from that, but, you know, it's clearly not that. This is clearly just market manipulation. You know, so I mentioned, you know, at the end, he said that he's also looking at other cryptos that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's current energy. You know, so that could mean they're going to move to something like Bitcoin Cash or something, or they're going to make their own crypto coin. Very possible. Someone in the comments mentioned that just at the beginning of this live stream. Very, very possible. Appreciate your response. Thank you very much. Check the dollar index. I did. Not worth bringing up in the live stream. It's up a little bit, but I don't think it's super interesting. See what other questions we have. Question answered. Thanks. You're very welcome. If I have not answered your question yet, then please drop your question again in the live chat right now. Do I think the dollar index will bounce has anything to do with the crypto crash? Okay, I'll take a look at it because that's the second question we got about it. I think it definitely affected crypto a little bit, for sure. Actually, it's gone quite high. No, it hasn't. Yeah, I think it's definitely affected crypto a little bit, but look, you know, at best, this would be like a 5% dump. You know what I mean? Like, this wouldn't be a big deal. Bitcoin's down by like 20% in 2 days. So, yes, it does still fulfill the inverse correlation. It makes a little bit of sense, but for the most part, this is not something that I'm attributing much importance to. Stress causes inflammation. Inflammation is the greatest cause of all diseases in the world. I know that, mate. Yeah, trust me. I am, yeah. Shiba about to break resistance. Right, let's take a look at Doge. I have a lot of bad things to say about Doge. I told you guys it would crash. It's down by 50%. My prediction's done. I'm happy with that. That was on point. Someone's asking, what if his Twitter was hacked? Might be, but I don't think that's likely. ETH BTC chart. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I'm going to do that right now. Let's compare Ethereum to Bitcoin. Still performing very well. Very, very well. My goodness. This is why I said, like, back here? No. Not here. Back here? I was talking about Ethereum is probably going to massively outperform Bitcoin. And since then, it's outperformed Bitcoin by more than a factor of 2x. So I told VIPs that I'd be selling my Ethereum today. 14 hours ago. 14 hours ago, I dropped this message in, paused the video, paused the live stream, and read it. And then hours later, I actually mentioned that I sold half of all of my Ethereum. Today, before this big dump. I also mentioned in this post that I want to let it run a little bit more. So I only sold half. There's absolutely no resistance on this chart that I'm seeing. So there's no technical reason for it to stop trending higher against Bitcoin. And it did not stop. It's continued going. Ethereum can't stop and it won't stop. A little bit of resistance I'm seeing right here. Absolutely nothing compared to what it's seen before though. You know, I think if Ethereum can rise above 0.09, bam, it's having another big leg up. I think there's a decent chance of Ethereum maybe topping out temporarily over here, falling down a little bit, maybe down to this level. That would be so clean. That would be such a nice drop. That would be so healthy as well. That's a minus 33% drop. My God, that would be so good for the market. That would be so, so healthy. That could definitely happen if this market genuinely is very scared and Bitcoin starts rising afterwards. That could leave Ethereum in the dust a little bit. Send Ethereum back down to a level like this. I think as soon as it's above this level, I mean, literally, there's nothing in the way. Nothing in the way of Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum, you know, potentially reaching price levels like $10,000 even. Nothing. There's nothing in the way of it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but, you know, there's not much more analysis I can say because there's just not much trading that's happened at any point above this yellow line. There's just not much. There's not much analysis you can do as a result of that. On the USD chart, there's not much you can do. It's all psychological. I don't want to analyze this too much because it is at the mercy of Bitcoin, in my opinion. So we'll have to see what Bitcoin does. Fury versus Joshua? I've no idea, bro. I'm not a boxing fan. Let's crash Tesla. That's childish. We don't need to do that. I'm a former nuclear engineer, and I've kept the American nuclear engineer generation fleet up and running for a better part of a decade. We need more nukes. Why are you saying that on a technical channel? On a TA channel? That's so random. Can I analyze GBX? I don't think I should. I think a lot of people would find that boring, maybe even including myself. Sorry. I mean, it's pretty obvious Tesla stock has been suppressed and suffering, so board of Tesla probably made Elon sell. I don't know. My hair was good, not now. Sorry. What's my guess of a Tesla coin? It's possible. I mean, it's Elon Musk. It's possible. Honestly, I think it's a little bit stupid. I really do. You know, his objective is taking us to space and building cool cars and solar panels and Neuralink. Making a cryptocurrency is quite time consuming if you want to do it right. It's time consuming on the tech side, and wow, it's time consuming on the regulatory side. My god, in the US, forget about it. Forget about it, you know? So if he's going to try and make it compliant, which he has to, that's going to take a lot of time. It's going to mean that he's going to sit in front of the Senate or whatever. I don't know. You guys remember how they interviewed, who was it, Zuckerberg and the other tech guys? You know, I think it was just last year. You know, he's going to have to do stuff like that. It's going to take time. The only reason I can see that he would do this is because it would make them a shitload of money. You know, they already saw Musk and the... I'm sorry, it's just being in America, it's just so tempting, man. There's chocolates and stuff everywhere. I'm not surprised seeing all these fat people around. Like, it's ridiculous. You know, honestly, like, it's very difficult to resist temptations in this godforsaken country. You guys call yourself Christian, my god. There's nothing Christian about this land. Anyway, rant to the side. At least in the cities are godless. These cities are a shame. You guys need to come to Dubai. See what a real beautiful city looks like. Anyway, the board of Tesla has seen how Elon Musk generated more profit from Bitcoin in like a week or a month than they ever made in profit selling cars in the previous 10-15 years. They made more profit from Bitcoin in just a short space of time. So if they make their own token, which would be Tesla coin or Tesla token or whatever, yeah, they would amp that up even more. You know, I mean, that would be an insane level of new wealth generated for the company. But that means Elon Musk would have sold his company out, you know, and I just don't think he would do that. So I don't think that the chances of that are high. I actually would like to say they're quite low. But again, it's Elon Musk. You know, who could have predicted that he would be, you know, promoting Doge so much? Yeah, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I love him. He's a very, very cool guy. He's my biggest inspiration to this date. But sometimes he's a bloody idiot, honestly. Not for me to say, to be honest. I should take that back. But yeah, you know, sometimes he does overstep, and he knows it. Favorite crypto long term this far? Bitcoin. Other than that, Ethereum. What's my ideal crypto portfolio? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Swissborg. Swissborg link is in the description if you want to sign up to the platform and buy it, but it's not available in the US. Come to Canada. See, you guys agree with it. You guys know. You guys know that the US is a godless society. I'm offending my viewers. I don't give a fuck. If you're offended, leave. I make this very clear. If you guys get offended by my content, then leave. That's not what we're about. I live in the US and I agree with you. I mean, you know, some people will, others won't, but Jacob, we are godless, not offended. Yeah, I mean, look, being religious or not is not the point. It's just that people are crazy out here. Like, really, really weird shit. And no sugar-coated BS here. No, exactly. You know, like, that's not what this is about. It's never been what this is about. And I'm very, very vocal about this. Like I screen viewers from the beginning telling you I don't want you here if you get easily offended. So there we go. If you are enjoying this live stream, if you have enjoyed it, we are 2 hours in. Please do smash up the likes. Encountered some technical issues at the beginning of this one, so we did start a little bit late, but hopefully we won't have those issues too much later on. Has the connection been stable on this live stream? Because I'm using a new connection. Please let me know if it's been stable. And you know, don't get me wrong, I'm in the US because I used to really like it. It has certainly obviously declined a lot during the pandemic. Other places have flourished, like Dubai became way stronger and cooler. You know, places in the West have been hit pretty hard, and the US certainly has too. A big part of it is probably the corruption in this country, I'd have to imagine. Because like the things that happened to the lower and middle class this past year, that's a lot of it was dirty moves from politicians. Anyway, this is not a political channel. Still a cool country, that's why I'm here, you know. So, and I'm here for a little bit. You 100% deserve a like. Connection stable. Very good. Thank you very much. I'm glad the connection was stable too. Alright guys, so I have to reiterate, this is not a political channel. I'm sorry if I slip into it from time to time. I just get very excited. So I'll see you all in the next live stream, the next video, depending on what we do. Probably a little bit more live streams coming at you for the next little bit. If you have enjoyed this one at all, then please do hit up those likes and subscribe. You already know the deal. It really helps this channel out. It's going to help you out as well because this content is fire and you need to not miss it. So if you have enjoyed it, please do hit up those likes. Subscribe one final time if you haven't already, to make sure that you don't miss out on this beautiful content. Let's get this up to 1,000 likes. We're very, very close. Very, very close. Let's get it up to 1,000 likes. And if you are new, then do make sure to subscribe. As I showed you before, on a day where everything has been on fire, you've seen me inside of the VIP group, 1,100 plus members. You've seen me inside the VIP group pull a beautiful, easy 35% gain. This was from a position that I outlined days ago, multiple days ago. I told VIP members exactly why I would be buying Ethereum at roughly around this price level right here. I told them that I'd be buying here. Oh, and around down here. Although this second order was a little bit too low. It's only the first one that got filled. And it was a very, very nice 35% profit. I told VIP members exactly why I would be taking that position, where I would be entering, what leverage I would be using, and so on. And once those positions open, I also give VIP members the updates on how I'm managing them. If it's a loss, how I'm managing the loss. If it's a profit, how I'm managing the profit. This was quite an abrupt post because it was 22 minutes before today's live stream started, so I didn't have time to write a full explanation. I also just earlier today, 14 hours ago, mentioned that I would be selling some or all of my Ethereum. 14 hours ago was right here. That's when I announced, at the all-time high practically for Ethereum, that I would be selling a bunch of my stake. That kind of precision timing is extremely impressive. This was all inside the VIP group. Bam, 77% profit a couple weeks ago from a VIP member. Bam, plus 40%. Very, very recent one we got just 2 days ago. Plus 109% on Ethereum. Killing it, man. Killing it in this market. Beautiful. If you want to see how these people have been able to pull these results off with that discount, then follow the first link in the description down below. Even if you don't want VIP, this is our free Telegram channel. You're going to get more free analysis from me and my team. First link in the description down below. It's going to get pinged straight to your phone. Then click on the @4flies button at the bottom of any post inside of 4flies Gold, and then send message to ask me how to join VIP. There's no other way to ask me how to join VIP. Anything else you see in the comments, any other impersonators, not me. This is the only way you can contact me directly, unless you go to other links in the description where you can find me as well. First link in the description takes you to our free Telegram channel, then the @4flies button, and then send message to ask me how to join. If you want to know where to trade, Bybit is the place, in my opinion. You're going to get a trading bonus following the link in the description down below. You're going to be getting up to $1,600, $1,600 completely free, depending on how much you deposit when you sign up with the link that I've given you in the description to sign up to Bybit. This is the exchange I'm using. This is the exchange I used to make this profit. This is also the exchange that this person used as well. So a lot of our VIP members use Bybit as well. It's a great exchange. I've been with them for years. If you are in the United States, you will need a VPN to access them. I do it myself. No big deal. Everyone I know does it. Although I can't endorse it. VIP right here with that special discount. And if you watched a little bit of this live stream but you didn't fully understand everything or understand anything, then we have courses on how to trade from A to Z. And we're going to give them to you for free with your VIP package. So make your inquiry, get the information about it. This whole process will take you less than 30 seconds. So you've watched, I don't know how long you've watched this live stream for, maybe an hour, maybe 10 minutes. Another 30 seconds on top to follow these steps with that discount, which will be valid today. We'll give you all the information about VIP, how to get in, how to hopefully put yourself in a position to reap rewards like what you've seen from these members on screen. All with these 3 steps, and I'll see you on the other side. Really hope you have enjoyed this one. Once again, the likes, subscribe, the bell,